Ain't got nobody to make me a theme song, so let's just do a video game. For this nanDEMOnai, we're checking out Sierra Ops. I believe it's a visual novel, judging by the anime stylings and this guy's rad glasses. And I believe a couple of screenshots showed as much. I don't know what a pre-demo is, but we'll check it out. The smell of smoke burns my lungs. Can anyone hear me? Surrounded by twisted metal and shattered glass, I claw at the crumbling concrete and exposed beams, hoping to free myself from beneath the rubble. There's no way I can get out of this on my own. Ripping off the sleeve of my uniform, I try to shield my face from the encroaching flames. The smell of burning rubber and skin is suffocating. Pain digs at my shoulder with every movement I make, but I ignore it. One hell of a way to start a game. Help! Nothing but the sound of spreading fire and twisting metal answer my cries. Is it really going to end like this? Am I really going to die? This is going to be the shortest demo ever. I'm over here! Fabric, sticky and stained red, clings to my weakened body. Crimson liquid pools underneath me as I desperately struggle to stay conscious. It hurts. It hurts. Everything hurts. Someone, please! My voice grows hoarser and more desperate with every scream. Why? Why did this have to happen? Help! Why did everything go so wrong? All I ever wanted was for these days to continue. Someone, please, help me. My vision blurs. The taste of iron in my mouth all but disappears. The pain finally subsides. Please. I don't want to die. Hey. Hey, wake up. Is it a nightmare? Wake up. Wake up, Junius. What? Oh, it is a guy. Okay. My eyes snap over to the feeling of paper hitting my face. I like that they added blinking. Freya stands before me, file in hand, staring with mild disdain painted across her face. Oh, it's a turn? Okay. Oh, that's her. You shouldn't sleep in here. It's hard to believe we were best friends once when she speaks to me with so much exasperation in her voice. She looks more bored than exasperated, but okay. Leaving the dread of the nightmare behind, I get up from my resting spot. Oh, that's me. I got it. Yeah, the motion comic looks really good. I apologize. Seems I closed my eyes for a moment too long while I was waiting for you to come back. Right. You came for this, correct? I take a second to flip through the folder and confirm that it was what Doc asked me to retrieve. Leave it to Freya to figure out what I needed without a moment's notice. Yeah. Yeah, thanks. If you have no other business here, please leave. I have work to do. Ah, sorry. Well, get out of your hair then. Okay, she doesn't hate me. Obviously relieved, she shuts the door behind me. I can't exactly blame her for being annoyed at my intrusion, but did she really have to be so obviously peeved? There's not much I can do if she doesn't rebuild whatever friendship we had before the incident. We could at least maintain a professional working relationship. Oh, something went down. If it wasn't for Doc's carelessness, I wouldn't even go into that messy lab of his. Heck, if he'd even been vaguely organized, I could have found the documents myself without troubling Freya in the first place. Sometimes it's astonishing he's accomplished anything in light of how sloppy he is. I guess they don't call him a genius for nothing. The steel doors slide open as I make my way back into the seminar hall.
Oh, Junius, you're back.
Well, I'll be darned. He did find that one on them on time, despite that messy office of yours.
Of course he did. He's my lad, after all.
Doc slaps me across the back and plucks the files from my fingertips with a satisfied smile. He'll never change, will he? Freya's the one you should be thanking. She gave him to me. You really should clean up that office of yours. It's a disaster area.
It's not that bad. Plus, in a few weeks, I'll be back in my lab on Earth.
which is also in a state of perpetual messiness every time you stay there.
Don't sweat the small stuff, genius. As long as work gets done, it's fine. Right, Almon?
Sorry, but you're on your own for this one, Doc.
I love his glasses. I don't know. I can't believe you boys are teaming up on a defenseless old wizard like me. When did you both get so rude?
Can we get back on topic? If you haven't noticed, the seminar is tomorrow morning.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. I mean, I started fixing the projection model, but then I got sidetracked and, well... Just kidding, huh? The look on your face was priceless.
Doc. Please.
You're too serious, Junius. Lighten up a bit. I would never have made it this far if I was that unreliable.
I hope you're right, Doc.
Look, I'll get right to work, so don't fret, okay? How about you sit over there and take a nap while I finish this up?
The smell of smoke lingers in the back of my mind. I shudder.
I think I'll pass.
Sorry. I think I'll pass.
Just don't push yourself too much, lad. You're still young. Live a little.
Yeah. I'll take a breather, but keep in mind, what's writing on this, alright?
Leave it to me.
Satisfied with the speech, Doc takes a few pages from the folder and starts ferociously typing into a console. Sometimes it feels like he's trying to make things hard for me. I stifle a laugh and sit down on one of the leather chairs. They really spared no expense on these, did they? My head pounds, but I try to relax. The last few days have been chaotic. Considering that we're officially announcing the discovery of the Lomonosov particle and the completion of the ERA mining unit, it's to be expected. With representatives from both the United Terran Vanguard and numerous private corporations making the journey to Venus, it's not all that surprising the supervisors started cracking the whip. How long has it been, anyway? I glance at my tablet. 72 hours since my last real break, huh? I guess you can never have enough field tests or last-minute exams. That's Sigil Corps for you, I suppose. They would be nearly as successful if everyone were allowed to be as relaxed as the old man. Here.
What?
The soft sound of metal tapping on wood rings through the mostly silent hall. A dew-covered can sits on the table in front of me. Rutherford flashes me a smile while holding a matching drink in hand and takes the adjacent seat beside mine. This is just some iced tea. It's on me, Lieutenant Commander Fahrenheit. Thought you could use a drink. I appreciate it, Lieutenant Rutherford. Just Rutherford's fine. Lieutenant sounds too formal. Then, thanks, Rutherford. No problem. He wants that booty. Opening the can, I take a lengthy swig. Ah, that really hit the spot. From the corner of my eye, I watch Rutherford take a sip from his tea. While we've only talked on occasion over the last 6 years, he seems like a decent guy. He's perhaps a little on the casual side, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I doubt I could convince the engineers to pull as much overtime if I were the head engineer. Despite all that, I actually don't know much about him. I vaguely recall him being Doc's assistant before Freya took the role, but I don't remember interacting with him much during those years. Then again, Doc never really involved me with his work until now. I guess we never really had the chance. One thing's for certain, he's good at what he does. He's not that surprising, considering you have to be at least fairly reliable to handle the things the old man throws at you. I lean back in my chair and stare at the ceiling. The project's finally reached its last stage. I wonder what's going to happen once this final seminar is done. Maybe I'll sign up for a patrol around one of the colonies back at Earth. It's been a long time since I've even stepped foot in the system. It'd be good to go back. At the same time, I can't help but feel a bit sad at the thought of leaving Venus. Despite the difficulties, I've enjoyed getting the chance to work beside Doc in the ERA. With him constantly doing research with Sigil, we barely ever had the chance to talk face to face before he decided to get me transferred here. I might even go as far as saying that being able to keep seeing Freya on a daily basis has been a pleasure, her attitude notwithstanding.
And done.
Finishing off the remains of my drink, I toss the empty can in the recycling and examine Doc's work. Are we set for tomorrow then?
Well, there's one more thing. We really need to talk about this experimental research arbiter business.
What about it?
Name sucks.
You have to be kidding me.
Think about it, Junius. She's a fine ship designed to showcase the latest technological advances of the century. We can't allow her to have such a cold, lifeless name as ERA.
You can go on about that all you want, Doc, but I doubt we have the time to file the paperwork for a name change this late in the game.
I've got it covered.
Much to my surprise, Doc flashes a document with the words renaming of Experimental Research Arbiter Unit approved onto the screen. What? How?
Don't underestimate this old wizard, lad.
How about you use your connections for something useful for once, old man?
One thing at a time, Junius. Now let's get to the real subject of the day. What we should change the name to. We need something with emotion, something with charisma, something that with that oomph factor. That's why I called Almond here today, to help us brainstorm a proper name.
You agreed to this? Well, actually, I just happened to drop by to report about the latest engines test. But it seemed interesting, so I decided to stick around. You have to admit, the name's pretty bad. Fine. Do whatever you want. Let's just get this over with.
A name. A name. How about the Lomonosov Supership?
You just like putting your name in front of things, don't you, old man? Rejected.
So harsh. Why did my sweet lad get so sour? Moving on.
Shielded mining unit?
That's even more lifeless.
Sorry. That was the first thing that popped to mind.
Sarah.
Rejected. I can name at least 5 different things with that name.
I thought you said I could do whatever I wanted.
We're gonna rename the ship. We're gonna do it properly. How about Sigil Interstellar Explorer and Rapid Resourcing Arbiter? Ah, Sierra. Sierra?
Sierra. I like it. What about you, Junius? Junius?
It's fine. I have no objections.
Sierra it is. Good job, Almond.
Glad I could help. I'll leave the rest of you two and finish up my own work in that new simulation room. And decalibrate it with the Sierra's systems. Good night, Doc. Lieutenant Commander Fahrenheit.
Good night.
Good night. I watch as the man disappears into the hallway. Sierra. Could it just be a coincidence? It has to be, doesn't it?
Junius? Something wrong? You spaced out.
It's probably just my lack of sleep from the last few days. Don't worry about it.
If that's the case, you'd better go to bed right now. All the prep work is done. You have the script completely memorized. There's no reason not to go to bed.
Don't you need me to go over your script with you?
Didn't I tell you already? I would have never made it this far if I were that unreliable. I could practice on my own. Listen to your old man, and just go to bed like a good lad so you're wide awake for tomorrow's seminar.
While I know Doc is probably right, I can't help but feel a little unnerved at the prospect of sleeping after what happened earlier today. Maybe I should go run a simulation or something and clear my head first. Rutherford mentioned something about a new simulation room on the Sierra, right? Could be a good chance to sharpen my combat skills a little. It's been a while since I last ran anything fun. What should I do? Ooh, let's test the simulator. I like tutorials. Despite how early I need to be up tomorrow, a single run-through can't hurt, can it? Better hurry up or Rutherford is going to go to bed before I can get permission. I think I'm going to go for a run in the Sierra's newly installed simulation chamber. It'll tame my nerves a little.
I guess it's alright. Just don't stay up too late or you'll be getting hell from me, lad.
Of course.
Don't cause too much trouble for Almond.
It'll be fine. Good night.
Good night.
Leaving Doc to his work, I make my way down the hall and into the station's hangar. Sierra stands proudly among the other docked ships despite her massive size, her sleek appearance contrasting the bulkiness of most other vessels. She really is a brilliant craft. I like the music. Oh, what's up, Lieutenant Commander Fahrenheit?
Sorry to bother you so late, Rutherford.
But I was hoping to ask you if I could get the chance to test out the new simulation chamber you were working on. Oh, good timing then. I was about to test it myself. I'd be happy to let you steal the first run. Thanks. Appreciate it. Despite my countless test flights, the Sierra's interior never ceases to amaze me. Most of our UTV military vessels couldn't even hold a candle to her. So many 3-letter acronyms. And here we are. It looks surprisingly standard compared to everything else on here. Heh. Honestly, I'm a little amazed I was even allowed to install these with the whole mining ship thing. It's kind of baffling, really. I get that mining's important and all, but it feels like a waste to use such a nice ship on gathering rocks a little faster than usual. But hey, what do I know about the stuff going through the bigwigs' heads? Anyway, what are you interested in running? Some sort of simple battle scenario would be ideal. I think I have the perfect program. As much as I'd like to stick around, I'm afraid bed is sounding more and more tempting. I think I can just leave you to close shop once the sim's over. Yeah, that's fine. Thanks for your help, Rutherford. I should be the one thanking you for saving me an hour of sleep. Have fun, sir. Haha, glad to help then. Good night. Good night. He does me one last casual wave before switching the simulation on and leaving the room. Let's get down to business, shall we? Welcome to the Sierra Simulation Systems, Lieutenant Commander Genius Fahrenheit. Freya? Try approaching the marker located here. If she's smiling, then this is definitely an AI. Hey, what were you thinking, Rutherford? Alright, point anywhere to move. Okay. Control and right click to strafe. Alt right click to... Oh, cool. Okay. Oh, and you can zoom out. Alright, so it's always right clicking. Oh. I guess that's so you can leave. I said go down here. Aha, here. And I can just fly through these rocks? I'm not taking damage, so it's kind of a slow ship. Well, that's kind of cool. Good work, Lieutenant Commander. Proceeding to next simulation. Deploying drones, Lieutenant Commander. Please set the weapons targeting system to drones. Okay. Oh, here we go. These are combinations of weapons grouped together for focused attacks on certain types of enemies. Choose from 9 weapon groups to manage. Group 0 is an override, or O, controlling all installed weapons. Target types for each weapon group to prioritize. Okay. Cool! I didn't think there was going to be like strat battles. Split numerous components, which houses its different functions in battle. Some sectors are better armored. Yellow is critical, lightly armored. Alright, blue is light blue is well armored. Dark blue is, okay, makes sense. So lighter is more important. Shield blocks incoming damage. You can only absorb a certain amount before it gets destroyed. Shield integrity recovers over time. Toggling shield off speeds up the regeneration. Got it. Okay, so that's spacebar. Alright, I want to rotate. And I need to, drones. 2. Drones. 3. Drones. Well done. Proceeding with the next simulation. Oh, we're under attack. Simulation has spawned a Rebel Frigate class ship for target practice. Targeting enemies and focus fire. Weapons will automatically fire upon enemies within range. For manual ship targets, left click once shows the enemy info, left click twice focuses fire on it. Gotcha. Energy from the Lomonosov engine can be routed to various subsystems. There's a lot to this. Increasing or decreasing the energy allocated affects the subsystem's performance. Allocating energy to a specific sector will increase its efficiency by 2 times the normal stat. Shields effects, regeneration rate, weapons, rate of fire. Okay. Thrusters. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, so I'm just gonna... All weapons.
We've taken a lot of damage.
I noticed... Oh, wait. There we go. Shields up. There we go. I just gotta get in range. I don't know what that's all about. I'm gonna rotate to turn my
The vector field's offline. We're heavily damaged.
Yeah, I noticed.
We're heavily damaged.
Why aren't you shooting him? No. Movement. I'm probably gonna get my ass blown up.
We're heavily damaged. We've taken a lot of damage.
Oh, I didn't lock missiles on it. I was doing it to intercept fire. Whoops.
We've taken a lot of damage. Enemy frigate destroyed.
There we go. I got whooped pretty bad, but now we know what we're doing. Well done, Lieutenant Commander. Ending simulation now. Guess we found the ops. And the Sierra in the title Sierra Ops. There we go. With the simulation over, I pull off the helmet, switch off the system, and take a moment to stretch. Well, this turned out to be a good choice. Feeling refreshed, I leave the Sierra for my room. If I don't get a good night's sleep after that, I don't know if I ever will. Uh-oh. Carefully pat down my bedhead while eating whatever food I could find in my cabin. Despite yesterday's brief hiccup at the lab, last night was completely uneventful. Guess it really was just a one-off thing after all. However, as I go through the documents one last time, I can't help but stifle a yawn. Maybe that test run last night wasn't the best idea after all, considering I pulled 3 all-nighters in a row. Too late now, I guess. Who could that be? Downing my last bit of coffee, I open the door. A girl over a head shorter than me jumps to attention as soon as she sees my face.
Good morning, Lieutenant Commander Fahrenheit. I've been instructed by Dr. Lomonosov to deliver an emergency message to you.
May I ask what the message entails?
All he told me was that it was important, sir.
Stiffly handing me the tablet, she backs away a little while I flip to the contents of my message. The bulk appears to be a detailed list of attendees for the seminar later today. I was expecting a high-class roster, but to see a concrete list of names, honestly, I'm sort of amazed. To think, even the CEO of Sigil himself, Marcus Handlers, is here today. That means everything is going to go wrong. For getting this much intergalactic attention, the sleepless nights of doing paperwork were worth it. Well, this has been a nice surprise. I don't really know how this could be considered an emergency message. Small note pops up as I reach the end of the list.
Thought I'd send you a wake-up call, lad. There's nothing like seeing a cute girl in the morning to get the blood pumping.
Great. Doc's a pervert. Sometimes I question why anyone listens to this old man. Closing the file, I hand the tablet back to the fidgeting girl. I guess I'd better apologize while I still have the chance. I'm sorry for the trouble Dr. Lomonosov has caused you, miss.
Anything clearing the loon, sir. Really hasn't been any trouble at all. I'm glad to be of help on an important day like today.
I'm sorry, nonetheless. The doctor can be a bit erratic and unpredictable.
Thank you for your concern, sir. However, I'm really honored to be of service to you and the good doctor so soon after being recruited.
Oh, so you're a new recruit I've been hearing about.
I believe so, sir.
Klein.
Ah, Ash.
So this is where you were.
Sorry, Ash. Dr. Lomonosov told me that I was the only one who could deliver the emergency message on time. I'll leave you a note next time.
I see.
Oh, this is my acquaintance, Lieutenant Commander Ashton McCarthy, sir.
Liaison Officer Klein.
Right.
So he's the unbecoming Lieutenant Commander from a few weeks back. I guess he finally got demoted. I see. Well, keep up the good work, Ensign DeLune. Pleased to make your acquaintance, Liaison Officer McCarthy.
Thank you, sir. You'll be taking our leave now. Good luck with your seminar.
Thank you. With an awkward salute and McCarthy at her heels, she turns around and rejoins the flurry of activity surrounding the station. What a strange pair those two are. I wonder how they know each other. Well, I better get ready too. Grabbing my notes, I retrace my steps from yesterday and start making my way to the seminar hall. Let's see. Today's the official announcement. Tomorrow, Doc will hold a more in-depth introduction about the particle while I handle the specifics of the Sierra systems. After that, talks will be held by long-standing members of the project. Will continue throughout the week while I give personal tours of the Sierra to interested Sigil shareholders and UTV officials. Yes, it should be fine. Everything has been meticulously planned out. Best laid plans of mice and men. Even if something does go horribly wrong, it's nothing we can't handle. I haven't put over 870 hours of time on that ship for nothing. Carefully avoiding the buzz of the crowd outside the seminar hall, I enter through the back door. Doc's face lights up the moment he sees me.
Junius, there you are. Did you get my surprise?
That's a misuse of resources, you perverted old man.
Perverted? You've misunderstood me, lad. Seeing a cute girl like Miss DeLune would brighten anyone's day.
If you haven't noticed, some of the world's most rich and powerful people are standing outside those doors. Actually, you would have to know. You're the one who sent the list of attendees as a part of your surprise in the first place. Really, Doc, is it too much to ask you to be serious just this once?
I'm sorry. I just wanted to have a good morning.
Look, let's just get on topic, okay? And thanks for the list.
You're welcome, Junius.
Damn it. I fell for the crocodile tears again. I can never win, can I? Well, I see you're full of energy as always, Alex.
Oh, Howard. I was wondering when you'd show up. Early as always, I'd say.
Admiral Peterson.
I'm
sorry. Hey there. Howdy's Lieutenant Commander Fahrenheit. I'm here to greet an old friend, nothing more. Understood, sir. Something akin to sadness flashes momentarily in his eyes as I salute him. No matter what sort of familiar relations we may have, I just can't see myself acting casual around the Admiral, despite what Doc insists. Even after all these years, it just feels unnatural.
Hey, Junius, why don't you go distribute the handouts on the desk while I chat with Howard for a bit? The boy who's supposed to do it seems to be running late for some reason.
Alright. Taking the large stack of papers, I quickly get as far away as possible from the two chatting men. Despite my best efforts and their hushed voices, it's not hard for me to hear their conversation in the soundproofed hall. The architects did too good of a job with this place. That boy still despises me.
No, he doesn't. Give him time, Howard. He'll come around eventually.
I don't know if that's really the case, Alex. We've been at this for over a decade. It might already be too late for us. Considering what I've put him through, I have no right to ask his forgiveness or understanding. If I'd just been less of a coward all those years ago, things would be...
Listen, you're not Howard. You're not a coward.
It rhymes.
Anyone would have been shaken if the same thing happened to them. Let it go and look to the future. As far as the lad goes, contrary to how stubborn he acts, he's always been a kind boy. It'll only be a matter of time before he accepts you.
So, I'm guessing this is my father.
I hope you...
I hope you're right, Alex.
Of course I am. I didn't spend 25 years watching the lad grow up without learning a thing or two about him. Now listen to this wizard and stop moping around.
Ha! You're too old to be still calling yourself that.
Don't be silly. It's precisely because I'm old and that I can call myself that.
Never change, Alex. Never change.
I'll try my best.
Sorry, Doctor. You could have been crowd. Start placing the handouts right away.
Oh, don't worry about that, boy. Genius is pretty much already done. There's no reason for you to butt in. Do you mind running an errand for me? Here, there's a really tasty new muffin at the caf.
I'm always there.
Without a second thought, the cadet races out of the hall. There he goes, abusing his power again. While I should be annoyed, I can't help but be thankful for Doc's understanding. I didn't peg Peterson as the type to regret anything, but I guess that says just how much I know about the man. Sorry, Doc. I'm not as kind as you think I am. Even if he does regret it, that doesn't really change anything. The past has already happened. I'm not obligated to accept him with open arms, no matter how much he wishes it. He can keep trying all he wants, but that was a decision he made and now he has to live with it. Sadly, I'm not in the mood to make it easy for him. Maybe I'm just being stubborn. Maybe my bitterness is unfounded. Whatever the case may be, I don't want to deal with this anytime soon. He could also be the reason for the incident between Freya and him. Things are fine how they are now. I like to keep it that way. Well, I'd best be going. Seminar's scheduled on the hour, isn't it? Good luck, Lieutenant Commander Fahrenheit. I'll be watching the audience.
Thanks, Howard.
Thank you, sir. With that, he departs from the hall to join the rest of the crowd outside. I take a moment to clear my mind. Being in the midst of prepping for a multi-billion credit seminar is hardly the moment to deal with my own issues. If there was ever a time to compose myself, it would be now. One step at a time, Junius. One step at a time. Is everything ready, Doc?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Let's get the seminar rolling, shall we? Doc stands on the central platform of the seminar hall. A quiet murmur ripples through the crowd while staff members show the last few executives to their seats. Both familiar and unknown faces chat excitedly amongst themselves.
It's finally time. I wonder how the executives are going to react.
To think we finally got here after decades of work.
What do you think, Ash? You think it's going to be as revolutionary as the rumors say? It better be. I wouldn't waste half a year's travel time for anything less than revolutionary.
So we don't have faster than light travel, apparently.
Hey, ready for you? Do you think they'll receive it well?
Oops. Don't want to save.
Why wouldn't they? We all busted our asses for this, after all.
Standing to the side, I watched Doc nervously play with the hems of his sleeves. He never did get used to presenting in front of a huge crowd. Don't panic now, old man. We've rehearsed this at least 4 dozen times. You can pull this off no problem. Catching my gaze, he sends me one last determined look before turning to address the now seated crowd.
Allow me to first welcome you all to the Cassini Novus Research and Development Facility, sponsored and run by Citadel Corporation. All of us are honored to know so many would take the long journey to Venus just to witness what we have accomplished here today. On behalf of all of us, I'd like to personally extend my thanks for your interest in our work. Without further ado, allow me to introduce you to the fruits of our labor. The Lomonosov particle and its first full functional prototype, the Sierra. Now, what exactly is the Lomonosov particle, you may ask? To put it bluntly, it's the dream power source. Not only is it relatively harmless, stable, and extremely efficient, it has little to no harmful environmental impact. While difficult to synthesize on Earth, the conditions on Venus prove to have both the optimal gravitational conditions and substrate to produce the particle in vast quantities. I'm sure everyone must have heard about when we tried to use it to power the facility. It fried every battery we had, and we had to discharge everything into Venus. What a sight that was, to see Venus filled with lightning. One problem remained. How do we harness the tremendous power and put it to use in a safe and controlled manner? Ladies and gentlemen, that's when we started developing the Sierra. It is a ship capable of handling the power of the Lomonosov particle in its truest form. The engine is dubbed as the Lomonosov particle drive. They have been specially constructed to release the power stored in the particle over the course of the vast periods of time. Theoretically, this allows the ship to remain operational at full power for well over 100 years. With that, allow me to introduce Lieutenant Commander Junius Fahrenheit. He's the current captain of our test crew on the Sierra, as well as the liaison for the United Terran Vanguard and Sigil Corporation. Checking that my tie is straight one last time, I step out from my position near the back of the hall and make my way to the center. Doc is noticeably relieved to have me at his side. Good morning, everyone. First, allow me to express my thanks for your interest in our project. It's been a long 6 years for both my crew and I beside the CNRDF staff as we worked on the Sierra. While it has been by no means an easy process without the dedication of every single member of this project, in these last few decades, such a breakthrough would never have been possible. For that, I'd like to personally thank you for all the work you've put into making this day a reality. A few quiet sobs could be heard around the room as younger members comfort their longtime seniors. It's definitely the right decision to thank them personally. The Sigil Interstellar Explorer and Rapid Resourcing Arbiter, or Sierra as we call her,
was developed to make use of both the nanDEMonoai particle itself and the nanDEMonoai particle drive. This pushes the current technology to its upper limits while providing the next step in space travel and resource collection. Through many hours of experimentation, we finally struck a balance between acceptable safe power output and functionality. Because of this, the Sierra has been shown to outperform standard UTV vessels in both maneuverability and speed. Out of the corner of my eye, I spot security whispering something to one another to one of the executives with grim faces. A look of surprise flashes over her face before she gets up to leave. To make use of the surplus power, we've incorporated an onboard vector shield generator. As many of you likely know, such a device is usually limited to colonies and large space stations. With this addition, and threat associated with micrometeoroids and small space-bound obstacles has all been eliminated. Following her departures, more executives receive what I assume are similar messages and follow suit. I look to Doc only to see him equally as bewildered. Something's going wrong. Confused murmurs ripple through the hall as more and more seats become vacant. Marcus Handlers himself stands up from his position and steps up onto the podium.
Hello, everyone. I am the CEO of Sigil Corporation, Marcus Handlers. It seems that some unexpected events have occurred back on Earth. I'm afraid we will have to postpone the rest of the seminar to a later date. Thank you for your understanding. Doctor, come with me.
Oh, yes, sir.
All I can do is stare with baffled expression as the CEO leads Doc away. What in the world is happening?
Hey, what's going on?
Your guess is as good as mine.
The tension in the room builds as anxiety grows.
Can't be the Martians again, can it?
Suddenly, an engineer from Rutherford's team bursts into the hall, sweat dripping from his brow, completely out of breath.
Lieutenant Commander, everyone, quick, turn on the news.
With hundreds of eyes staring back at me, I quickly switch the channel on the overhead projector. This is bad. A lone man donning a Martian uniform stands proud on a stage surrounded by a crowd of thousands. Armed men can be seen on the edge of the screen. He appears to be in the middle of a speech.
Everyone here knows the truth. We have been abandoned by our home planet. We have been neglected, ostracized, exploited. For over 200 years, we have been left to fend for ourselves, with scarcely an ounce of support or aid. We're forced to constantly refill their supply ships, to feed their ever-increasing hunger for more colonies and indulgent lifestyles. What do we receive in exchange for our blood, sweat, toil, and tears? Empty promises and the chains of eternal servitudes around our wrists. Are we to forever play the role of a beaten dog who quakes in fear at the sight of his cruel master? I say that we will not. I say that we will fight and take what is rightfully ours. Our home, our freedom, our humanity. Oh yeah, it doesn't look ominous at all. Today we cast off our chains. No longer will we be slaves to the rotten and corrupt policies of the Sigil Corporation or the tyranny of Earth. No longer will we tolerate the yoke of their interference. We are not tools to be used and forgotten. This is our land, and together we will build a better, brighter future for our children of tomorrow. So I ask everyone to take up arms, raise our banner and fight, for a better world, for our independence. For we are the Ares Confederation. As you can see, the situation is dire. Coordinated violent Martian revolts have been reported across Mars. While the UTV is responding to the threat, the majority of officials are on leave at the Venus facility. Experts believe it will only be a matter of time before Mars itself will be taken over by the Ares Confederation. It's estimated that... Well, save for the voice of the newscaster, the hall is completely silent. Despite her continued report, none of it is registering in my mind. This can't be happening. This can't really be happening. I look at the hordes of shocked faces. No one dares to make a move.
Mars, just declare war on Earth.
Like a stone hitting frail glass, the stillness shatters into a million pieces as panic consumes the hall.
We're all gonna die.
Is it our fault? If we hadn't pushed so hard to finish development.
Get out of the way! I have to call home.
What do we do now?
Ashton. Shit.
Snapping out of my own shock, I grab the microphone from the podium and yell as loudly as I can. Everyone, calm down. Sorry for not yelling. The hall freezes as my voice bounces off the walls. I understand your shock, but nothing can be done if the station is in a state of panic. Return to your normal duties until orders from the top have been given to us on how to react to this event. Until then, remain calm and collected. We'll get through this, together.
Right.
Let's go back.
Yes. Let's. People seem to finally regain their composure and shuffle out of the hall in an orderly manner. I breathe a sigh of relief and try to steady my own racing heartbeat. For now, I should probably go do the same until I get a chance to talk to Doc. What in the world is happening? After what felt like the longest 2 hours of my life, I finally find myself at the door leading to Sierra's engines. Doc gives me a weary smile as I enter the room. Doc.
Junius, you're here. I was starting to wonder if you'd missed my message or something. I heard about how you took control in the seminar hall after I left. It was like you really matured into a marvelous leader while I had my back turned. I can't be more proud.
Doc, what's happening?
It almost feels like yesterday you were clinging to the leg of my trousers, begging me not to leave you alone at school.
Doc.
Worst possible scenario. Mars and Earth are now on the brink of war. As we speak, Sigil is losing control of the Martian colonies. The Ares Confederation is slowly cutting all contact we have with the planet. It seems like resource shipments to Earth have already stopped.
What is the UTV going to do about this?
They're going to try to rush back and reason with the Martians. It's the only thing we do, really. As for you, congratulations on becoming captain, Junius.
What?
Both the UTV officials here and the handlers themselves decided to enlist the Sierra as a potential war fleet, with you as its captain. Most of your test crew will be joining you as well.
You can't be serious, Doc. Sierra is a mining ship, and none of my crew have any combat experience, me included. You can't possibly think this is a good idea.
I know it isn't, but the Sierra is just too well equipped in advance not to use. Not only that, but your simulation records are spectacular.
Did you see that last simulation?
They took one look and decided you were the perfect candidate to pilot her into a potential war scenario. No matter what I tried to say, they kept insisting over and over and over. Do you think I want to send my precious lad headfirst into potential danger? I can't stand the thought that you might...
I take the shaking old man in my arms. I'll be okay.
Junius,
We don't even know if there will really be a war yet. There will. Who knows? Maybe things will end peacefully, and we'll all look back at how tense we were and laugh, and then we wouldn't have a game to play. What has to be done, has to be done. It'll be okay, old man. It'll be okay. He gives me one last tight squeeze before letting me go and wiping away a stray tear. What are my orders, Doc?
Since the Sierra still needs to be outfitted with sufficient weapons to stand on par with most other warships, they've decided to send you ahead with the rest of the fleet in the Lapis unit. You mean the unfinished prototype Freya started and Rutherford continued? That's right. Still a little shaky with managing power output from the particle drive. Alden will be going with you to troubleshoot any problems that come up. The mission is to scout the situation ahead of time with the faster Lapis unit, while the rest of the fleet is still making the journey there. A detailed copy of the mission briefing will be given to you when you board the ship. You should probably get as much sleep as you can. I'll be leaving in around 9 hours.
Understood. Thanks for the orders, old man.
You're welcome. And Junius?
Yes, Doc?
Be careful out there.
Will do. Looks like we'll be seeing a lot of each other for the next 4 months. Right, Lieutenant Commander? Or should I say Captain Fahrenheit? Seems like it. I carefully load the last of my essential belongings into the small prototype assault frigate. Thankfully, most of the features are automated, so it shouldn't be too grueling of a journey. I'm not looking forward to eating rations for practically half a year, however. Rutherford flashes me a wide grin. Here's to hoping we get along, Captain. Right back at you. Casually saluting, he gives me one last chuckle before disappearing into the unit. Yeah, it'll be alright. We can get through this. It's hard to believe that I'm actually leaving after 6 long years of working here. Earth, the colonies, Mars. It all seems like a distant memory. I take one last look at CNRDF and board the Lapis unit. Is everything secured? Yep. We should be able to reach the max speed in 3 hours after launch. Prepare for launch. Understood. What will we find when we finally reach Earth? All systems are green. I'm ready when you are, Captain. Let's go. Launching in 3, 2, 1. Liftoff. Whoa. Would you take a look at that? I wouldn't know until we actually get there. And I'm guessing that's a demo! Please tell me they do like an anime title sequence here. This would be great. Just kind of open for lyrics.
Yes!
Kind of sad they don't have like the portraits cutting in from the left and right and stuff like that. That'd be great. Oh, there we go. Now I can hear this. Nice. I love how they have like little nicknames for everybody. Apple cider vinegar worshiper. I think I'm gonna pick this up. I think maybe you should too. Demo's on Steam, so if you want to just play through it all and without my terrible voice acting, by all means, go for it. Thanks for stopping by and watching this video. If you'd like to like, comment, and or subscribe, by all means, do so. If not, don't feel pressured. If you're looking for more new content, click the right thumbnail. If you're looking for more old content, click the left thumbnail or go rifling around in the many playlists we have on this channel. You can also check out nanDEMOnai.com for written work, stream highlights, and a slightly more organized batch of playlists from this channel. It's where all my gaming related stuff goes. Twitch.tv/nanDEMOnai is where I stream every day, and you can follow that for more content all of the time. There's also my Twitter account where you can catch my inane ramblings on a day-to-day basis. And if you'd like to support me doing more of these videos, more streaming, and more pretty much surviving, by all means, please click that Patreon link. Every little bit helps.